Get Funded with Rodney.
Well, hello, my friends, and welcome to the Get Funded with Rodney show. I'm your host with the toast. Yes, I'm making a toast to you on today, and we're going to have a great time. I'm going to be having some wonderful information for you that's going to help you to win even more. That's what you want, right? You want to win. And you've come to the right place, and you're listening to the right show to help you to do just that. On today's show, I'm going to be sharing with you some wonderful information that's going to help you to know how to win, and I'm going to be sharing with you where is grant writing heading in the future. Yes, you want to know what's going on there. And I'm going to also be sharing with you that IQ boost. You know, that inspirational quote, and today's inspirational quote is going to be coming from Henry Ford, so stick around for that. I'm also going to be finishing that story. You know that story I told you about on the last episode about how I went and embarrassed myself when I went to Hawaii? I'm gonna be finishing the rest of that story and tell you what I did to redeem myself. And I'm also gonna be sharing with you something that you don't know about me. So what is this one thing, Rodney, that you don't know about me? Well, let me just tell you right now. One thing that you don't know about me is that I believe in the law of attraction. Yes, I'm a firm believer that we attract those dominant thoughts that we have, almost like a magnet. And I believe it, and I've seen it in my life at work. That's why I like to personally concentrate my mind every day for at least 20, 30 minutes or so or more on that which I want to try. I want to encourage you to try and test it out and see for yourself, and let me know how it works out for you. But I'm a firm believer that those dominant thoughts are the things that we tend to attract, and I want to encourage you to check it out as well and see what you think.
Central USA.
Get Funded with Rodney.
Now, let me get back to that embarrassment that I had that time I was over in Hawaii. You know, I was teaching a grant writing class over at the University of Hawaii. And again, I'm not going to go through all the story. If you missed the last story, go back and listen to the last episode number 18, where I talked about this. But I'm going to pick back up. I'm now at this salsa spot after having embarrassed myself, asking the best dancer, yes, the lady who was the best dancer in the whole place. Here's this rookie completely wet behind the ears asking the best dancer to dance, and I fell flat on my face. Go back and listen to the other episode. I'll tell you exactly what happened. But let me pick back up from the point of me having cake all over my face and tell you what happened. So I said, okay, I got to redeem myself. And so I made a vow to myself that I was going to learn this salsa thing. So I came back to Pasadena and looked for a class, found somebody who told me, hey, they have salsa at this spot. So I went and I started taking classes there. Now, let me tell you, when I got there, even at that first class that I went to, I embarrassed myself again by stepping on this lady's foot. And I stepped on this lady's foot so hard. And I tell you, wait a minute. When I tell you I stepped on this lady's foot so hard, I went back and asked her again to dance again. I had the gall to ask her, will you dance with me again? She said, no. And she ran away. So I embarrassed myself again. And for 2 weeks, I sat there and did not take lessons because I'm like, will I ever get this thing? I started having self-doubt. My confidence isn't where it is now. But I decided, okay, you know what? I suck at this right now. I got to do something different. So I started taking classes. And I started taking classes and going back and forth. And during my free time, I would learn. I kept going at it. I kept going. I didn't stop at the first failure that I had. And I had multiple failures in this space. And I just kept on going. And eventually, what ended up happening, I started getting better. And things started turning around. Now, I saw so much of this story, I got to tell you, because I still haven't told you how I redeemed myself. I'll tell you in short. I eventually end up, after taking hundreds of hours of classes and being on the dance floor hundreds of hours, I ended up getting some skills, y'all. I started learning how to dance. And so much so that I ended up being in this music video. I'll tell you about that later, okay? That's a whole completely different story. But listen, I'm almost out of time. So I got to tell you the rest of this story on the next episode. I'll finish and tell you what happened when I end up going back to Hawaii. Yeah, how you like me now? I'll tell you about that on the next show. But for now, let me get over here and tell you about our IQ boost. Did I say boost? Boost. Okay. Our IQ booster, okay? It's coming to you from grant writers. And remember, whenever you're looking for a grant writer, you can go over to igrantwriters.com and we will help you. It's a site that helps you to get hired as a grant writer, to become a grant writer. It also has information to help you if you're looking to get a job as a grant writer, as well as get discovered as a grant writer. It is a place to be. Now, with that being said, today's quote is coming to you from Henry Ford. Henry Ford says, the whole secret of a successful life is to find out what is the one destiny. Hold on, you're just mutilating this thing. Let me just go all the way back over. The whole secret of a successful life is to find out what is one destiny to do and then do it. That's coming from Henry Ford. It's an awesome quote. Now, let me get over to this point and share with you where the future of grant writing is headed. The future of grant writing is headed more and more towards automation. AI, yes. No, not Allen Iverson, my friend. It's headed toward artificial intelligence. Did you know that there are already computer programs right now that are writing books? One almost won a contest all by itself. And so what I'm going to share with you is the fact that a lot of this is moving towards artificial intelligence and the use of it. So the more you can get the skill of using artificial intelligence intelligently for yourself, the better. Secondly, more and more storytelling is going to be integrated into your grant proposals. And when I say more and more storytelling, I'm talking about more things to help heighten and to communicate what's happening within your proposal. Video is so big right now, and trust me when I tell you that there are going to be ways for you to integrate those messages, sometimes with simple links inside of your grant proposal to help tell a fuller story. Now, let me tell you this third thing that's happening. The third thing, those top grant professionals are not going to simply be those who know how to write a grant proposal, but the top ones are going to be those who know how to capitalize on generating winning ideas. Trust me when I tell you this. So you want to get in the habit of learning how to generate more and more helpful ideas to help those that you're serving. When you do that, my friend, you begin to separate yourself from the rest of the pack. That's when you become a rockstar grant professional. And I believe that you can become one. If you're interested in growing in that and becoming one of those, I want to help you. Yes, I want to help you win. I want to see you succeed because I know it's in you. Yes, I do. And I want you to join me today. If you're interested in joining and developing a grant business, come over and hang out with me today at sixfiguregrantbusiness.com. Got a special training for you. It's going to be great. And on my next episode, my friend, don't forget, I'm going to be sharing with you how should I be preparing myself as a grant professional for the future. Grant Nation, I want you to be brave, be bold, be brilliant. Grant Nation, I'm out of here. Did I forget something? I did. Take charge.
Get funded with Rodney.
Grant Central USA.
Brave,
2,
be bold,
1,
be brilliant,
last call.
and take charge.
3,
Grant Central
2,
USA.
1,
Be
last
brave,
call.
be bold, be brilliant, and take charge.